What if the diamond on your finger outlasts civilization, but the mine that made it destroyed a community first? Diamonds score a perfect 10 on the Mohs hardness scale, the hardest natural substance on Earth. That physical toughness is real, but durability of a different kind, ethical durability, is far more complicated and far more contested. Ethical sourcing means diamonds are mined with documented accountability at every step of the supply chain. It's not a marketing phrase, it's a measurable standard with auditable structures behind it. Max wears 3 gold chains, an enormous gold watch, and a ring on every finger. He's not a cautionary tale, he's a case study. A single diamond can pass through up to 10 countries, from mine to cutter to polisher to retailer, before it reaches a display case. Botswana alone supplies roughly 20% of the world's gem-quality stones. The Responsible Jewelry Council, founded in 2005, sets ethical and environmental standards for both natural and lab-grown diamonds. It covers the entire supply chain, from the mine to the ring box sitting on a velvet cushion. First myth to retire: diamonds are not as rare as the industry long implied. De Beers and ad agency NW Air built that illusion deliberately. Their 1947 "A Diamond is Forever" campaign equated diamonds with eternal love and suppressed the resale market, keeping supply tight and prices high. De Beers and Rio Tinto were once among the world's largest diamond recovery operations, but have since scaled back significantly. That investment is real. It also exists alongside a complicated legacy. Here's where it gets harder. Sustainability programs launched today can't undo decades of environmental disruption. Entire ecosystems were reshaped to reach diamond deposits. Progress going forward doesn't equal repair of what came before. Enter the lab-grown diamond, produced in a controlled facility rather than extracted from the earth. Proponents argue it sidesteps the ethical minefield of mining entirely. Chemically speaking, they have a strong case. Lab-grown diamonds share the exact same chemical composition and physical properties as natural diamonds. Pure carbon arranged in a crystal lattice. A gemologist can't distinguish one from the other without specialized equipment. They are, in every measurable sense, diamonds. But here's the counterintuitive point most lab diamond advocates skip. Lab-grown diamonds don't fix the environmental damage already caused by mining. Choosing lab-grown today is a forward-looking decision, not a retroactive repair. Lab-grown diamonds carry a persistent stigma in the marketplace. Despite being chemically identical to mined stones, many consumers and jewelers treat them as lesser. That stigma isn't scientific, it's cultural. And culture moves slower than chemistry. The consumer fixation on size is another myth worth dismantling. Size doesn't determine a diamond's value. Cut, clarity, and color are the dominant factors. A smaller, perfectly cut stone consistently outvalues a large, poorly graded one. Cut determines how light moves through the stone. A well-cut diamond catches and returns light in a way that makes it appear to glow from within. Clarity measures internal flaws. Color grades the presence of tint. Together, those 3 factors dwarf carat weight in determining real value. But who's actually checking? Voluntary standards are only as strong as their enforcement. The Responsible Jewelry Council's framework covers the entire supply chain, but membership is opt-in. Companies outside the council operate under no such obligation. Within the industry, the Responsible Jewelry Council remains the most credible third-party verification system available. Its standards cover labor rights, environmental impact, and supply chain transparency, not as aspirations, but as auditable requirements to certified members. Lab-grown diamonds carry a lower land and human rights footprint, but only if the energy powering the growth reactor is clean. A coal-powered lab can produce a carbon footprint comparable to conventional mining. The energy source isn't a footnote, it's the deciding variable. Ethical sourcing isn't a light switch, it's a spectrum. A natural diamond mined under RJC certified conditions, with community investment and environmental monitoring, can sit higher on that spectrum than a lab-grown stone produced with dirty energy and no transparency. Imagine Max is buying a new ring, because of course he is. Two options: a 2-carat mined diamond with no certification, or a 1-carat lab-grown stone from an RJC certified retailer powered by renewable energy. The ethical choice is obvious, the glamorous choice is less so. Max picks the certified lab-grown stone. It sparkles just as brilliantly as any mined diamond, because it is, chemically and structurally, the same thing. The light doesn't care about origin. The ethics, however, do. The Responsible Jewelry Council's reach extends beyond diamonds. Its standards apply across the entire jewelry supply chain, including gold, platinum, and colored gemstones. A diamond purchase is one node in a much larger ethical network. De Beers and Rio Tinto's community and environmental programs at diamond recovery sites show what industry accountability looks like when it's taken seriously. They're not perfect, but they're a documented, auditable baseline that others can be measured against. The consumer isn't powerless here. Asking a retailer 2 questions: is this stone RJC certified, and what's its chain of custody, shifts market incentives in real time. Demand for transparency creates supply of transparency. Will lab-grown diamonds eventually replace mined ones? According to Paul Zimnisky Diamond Analytics, lab-grown stones captured roughly 17% of the global diamond jewelry market by 2023, up from less than a 1.5% share in 2018. But cultural attachment to natural diamonds, the pull of something formed over billions of years, remains a powerful and persistent counterforce. Diamonds expose something uncomfortable about how humans assign value. A 2019 study in the Journal of Consumer Research found that framing a product benefit as unexpected enhances consumer desire. Origin labeling doesn't just describe a product, it reprices it in the buyer's mind. The Kimberley process, launched in 2003 to certify diamonds as conflict-free, is the cautionary case study. By 2011, Global Witness, one of its founding NGO partners, withdrew in protest. The scheme's narrow definition of conflict diamond allowed stones financing human rights abuses to pass through unchallenged. Weak certification doesn't just fail, it provides cover. The Responsible Jewelry Council's framework is built to make ethical standards durable. By applying its criteria to both natural and lab-grown diamonds equally, it prevents lab-grown from becoming a marketing escape hatch rather than a genuine improvement. Back to the opening question: can a diamond outlast civilization? Physically, almost certainly yes. But the community that sacrificed land and labor to produce it deserves a legacy that also endures. And that's a choice the industry and the consumer make together. Take one of Max's gold chains as a stress test. Diamond mining displaces more earth per ounce than gold mining, and the London Bullion Market Association estimates that as of 2022, about 70% of newly refined gold met responsible sourcing standards. Max's chain may look identical to a certified one, but the paper trail behind it tells a very different story. Whether natural or lab-grown, 2 things are non-negotiable: certification and provenance. Look for the Responsible Jewelry Council mark. Ask where the stone came from. These aren't boutique concerns for specialists, they're baseline questions for any informed buyer. Diamonds are the most scrutinized luxury good on earth. The cashmere industry has begun adopting fiber traceability programs under consumer pressure, and cobalt sourcing for electronics has faced similar third-party certification pushes. If those frameworks reach the rigor of diamond supply chain standards, the entire luxury and technology sectors would look fundamentally different. A diamond can last 1 billion years. The ethical standard behind it should too, and unlike geology, that part is entirely up to us.